Well, the fall season is finally upon us, and that means things are getting very busy around here. So, I'm going to show you a few quick meals that we ate this week and hopefully give you a little inspiration for your busy seasons as well. Hey there, welcome back. It's Lauren with Rustic Honey. The weather around here is finally starting to feel like fall. We've got some foggy mornings and some cooler, crisp evenings, and it is definitely a sign of fall when our schedule is starting to get so very busy. The kids are in full swing back to school. We've got sports going. My husband travels for work, and I am back to work, of course, with baby Ruth here at home too. But our weekends are filled with fall festivals, so it's just kind of chaotic around here. In the mornings, I get a few minutes with my husband to have some breakfast during the week on the morning cities here. But as you can see, a lot of our conversations end up with us trying to figure out how to divide and conquer for the entire week. You saw us there checking our calendars and booking hotels for my husband and all the things that had to be done. But we are having a nice little simple home style breakfast. I had some bacon left over from the last video I shared with you. I had that bacon left over, so I thought we would just fry up what was left of it this morning and have some eggs, which is honestly so boring, but it is what we do all the time around here. It is the quickest, easiest breakfast just to have a farm fresh egg. We often don't have bacon ready to go, but this morning it's just extra special to have a little bacon with our bread too. I'm going to actually work on some homemade bread later today too, but I wanted to just get breakfast on the table as quick as possible so that he can get to work and I can get to work this morning too. Now, that is one of the things about a busy season. You guys know I like to cook, but during a busy season, it's just, sometimes you have to just go through the survival of like, is everyone fed? Nothing's going to be perfect around here, but we are going to do our best and everyone will have a full belly. And sometimes that's just what you have to do to get all the things done. Now, the kids have been ravenous when they get home from school in the afternoons, and I needed a quick snack to send with one of my boys and a friend. So I decided to pull my sourdough starter out of the fridge because, like I said, I wanted to get some bread going this week anyway. So this is a good discard recipe for sourdough chocolate chip muffins, and I'll leave the link to this in the description box below. It doesn't take hardly any time at all to throw this together. There's no wait time, so it's just a convenient one for me to throw in the oven while I'm here at home this morning. It can just be baking in the background while I'm here working on my computer this morning, and then I will have myself ready to go after school today, and I know my kids will be so excited about these. Now, the best thing for a busy season would be to do these ahead of time and then pop them in the freezer, and I would be set with all of the meals and all of the snacks during this hectic time. But unfortunately, we have used up our entire freezer stash and I have zero time now to really bulk it up again. So when I'm making stuff, sometimes I'll make extra and stick the rest in the freezer. But today we are just using what we have with the ingredients we have on hand and making the best of it. It turns out when you're too busy to even really make it to the grocery store, you can get pretty creative with the ingredients you have laying around the house. And you guys know I most often have all of the ingredients ready to go when it comes to baking. So this was an easy afternoon snack to prep. And I know it is one that my kids will really enjoy. This recipe calls for, I think, 2 cups of chocolate chips. And I will say I did only about 1.5 cups on this recipe. Mostly because my kids had already gotten into the bag and eaten a few as a snack the day before. But, we're just trying to keep it as healthy as possible around here. I'm always just inching my way towards being healthier. And I think you have to have a good balance, And I think I always feel better, even if it's a sweet dessert, that it's something that I made from scratch in my kitchen. So we're winning. So I have been on a journey over the last year and a half to clean up not only the ingredients in our kitchen, but also to eliminate toxins in our kitchen as we cook on a daily basis. So one of the things I've been working on is to replace our cookware as well. So I am excited today to announce that Caraway is the sponsor of today's video. Caraway is a non-toxic kitchenware brand that offers the highest quality kitchen essentials. I have been thinking more and more about the pans that I use on a daily basis. If I'm going to cook eggs every morning for breakfast, I want to make sure that that process is obviously non-toxic and as healthy as it can possibly be. But I also love that It's easy to clean, and it's easy to cook on caraway pans because of the ceramic coating that they use. Caraway uses a ceramic coating that has a naturally slick surface, so it's really easy to clean and, of course, easy to cook on, so that you don't have to use so much butter and oil in your cooking. You all know I love butter, but there are times, especially on the day-to-day usage, that I don't want to use a whole bunch of those things in my diet. Caraway cookware is free of PTFEs and PFOAs. If you don't know what those things are, they're both man-made or manufactured chemicals that have been proven to have detrimental effects on our health. I love that with caraway, not only am I getting that completely 100% non-toxic cookware, but I'm also getting an amazing quality as well. I recently got the set and I chose the green color. I just thought it was so cute. They have many different colors, and I will recommend that you get the full set because you save an instant 20% by buying the set. You get a saucepan like this. You get a saute pan that's actually a very decent size for my large family, a fry pan, and a Dutch oven. I am absolutely loving my new set of pots and pans. If you want to check out a caraway set for yourself, be sure to visit my link in the description box below. Again, when you buy the set, you're going to save 20% off of the entire thing, but you can also stack that deal with my code below to save an extra 10% on top of that. So be sure to visit my link below if you're interested in learning more about the Caraway set of pots and pans. And thank you again so much to Caraway for sponsoring today's video and keeping my family healthy. All right, we need to get into making some lunch. So I am going to fire up our saute pan here and get this hamburger browned. I've had this ground beef thawing in the fridge and I really wanted to get it all cooked up so I can kind of work ahead in a way and have it ready to go for another meal later in the week. But I'm going to leave just a tiny bit in the skillet today and make myself a quick lunch. I had bought these noodles off of Thrive Market recently and I just wanted to give them a try. I like trying new, different health foods and things. And I've honestly just been craving like Asian noodles so much lately. I was like, let's just give these a try and see if they're any good. So to my skillet with the browned meat, I'm going to add some ginger. And I just have one of those squeeze bottles I keep in the refrigerator and it's so handy to have and ready to go. I'm adding in a little bit of onion powder and some of this pre-shredded coleslaw mix. And I'm going to save the rest of this for dinner. So stick with me on that and how I use the rest of it up. I also have this garlic pepper seasoning that I'm going to throw in there. So just kind of some all-purpose seasonings and throw it in there. I kind of have myself an egg roll in a bowl going here, but I'm also going to add those noodles. I've got some sesame oil I'm going to throw in along with some soy sauce and some hoisin sauce. Excuse me if I'm saying all of those things wrong, but that's just what it is. And we're going to throw it all in the saute pan and let this saute for about 5 minutes. Also going to add in a little bit of brown sugar, maybe just a little bit more brown sugar. Again, you know, it's a balance. If you had some extra veggies on hand, you could also throw that in, but I love that the little bit of coleslaw adds the crunch to it, so you have that egg roll in a bowl going, but you also get that yumminess of having all of those noodles in there too. I topped it with a little bit of sriracha and some green onion and let it saute again for about 5 minutes to make sure that those noodles became a little bit more tender. So my verdict on the noodles was that they were pretty good. The entire package is only 10 calories, but I will say if you're a texture person, it did have a different texture than like what a traditional noodle tastes like. I feel like it reminded me a little bit of like spaghetti squash and how it kind of holds on to that little bit of crunch or almost, dare I say, like a chewiness. So it was great to have like this huge bowl of noodles. I actually wasn't even able to eat all of this that day. I saved the rest for lunch the next day, but it's a nice hearty meal and really the flavors were amazing. So I might make this again, but I might try a different noodle just to make it that much more amazing. If you have a particular noodle that you like to use for Asian recipes, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to have a good go-to one. Again, though, for volume and like a calorie count, I would definitely recommend these noodles. All right, we are gonna pull these muffins out of the oven and let them sit here and just smell up my house, make it all amazing while I work this afternoon before it's time to go get these kids from school. I don't know about you, but that time between like about 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. is just the shortest window of time when you work from home. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but we're gonna sneak ourselves a muffin before we go get the kids here because, you know, no one's looking and they don't need to know about it. We are fast forwarding through the evening here. It has gotten late on us. It is after 8 o'clock and we are back from football this evening. So like I said, the window of 9 to 3 goes fast, but the window that goes even faster is like 3 to 8 because we get home, we do the chores, the kids have homework, get ready for sports, run around and do all of those things. And before you know it, it's crazy town. I'm thankful that Dan is home on this particular evening. So again, it's divide and conquer. He is helping get the kids all washed up for bed, and I am making us a quick but late dinner. I love to have dinner ready to go in the crock pot or something just ready to take with us for ball game nights, but I just didn't make that happen on this particular night. And, we can't beat ourselves up about it. It's happened to everybody. So we're going to whip together some Memphis wraps. I have some of that leftover pulled pork still. I actually had frozen what was left over. So I'm going to throw it into our saute pan, which again, these pans are so awesome because you can just throw things in them, heat them up, nothing sticks. And I genuinely have been loving these dishes. So I am not sharing things with you that I don't truly believe in. I just want you guys to know that. I am throwing together a quick coleslaw here too while the meat is heating up over in my skillet. And that's just going to be some homemade mayo, some Greek yogurt, apple cider vinegar. I think I put regular vinegar in here too. I kind of was just winging it on this one. And then celery seed, little garlic powder, a very basic coleslaw recipe. So I got this recipe from a food truck at one of the fall festivals I had gone to. Gosh, it's probably been at least 5 years ago. They called it a Memphis wrap, but it was basically like barbecue pulled pork. I couldn't remember if they had cheese on theirs or not. Sometimes I do cheese on the kids as wraps and sometimes I leave it off. It just depends on what we have on hand. And then throw some coleslaw in there too, wrap it up, and it's just delicious. My kids even love it. It's a nice little crunch, a nice little balance between the sweet, smoky, salty, creamy. It's all the things. It's really good. This time I even added a little bit of tanginess with those pickled red onions that we made in last week's video. I had a few of those left in the fridge and they were really good on this too. So I loaded mine up with the red onions and Dan's too, and we really liked that combination. So we might have to remember that the next time we make these. I'm hoping in the near future to do a video all about maybe crock pot recipes or things that you can just like set and forget or come home from ball games late at night and just literally open up the crock pot and eat. That's generally what I like to do. And I know I'm not the only one. Every mom I talk to right now needs some easy meals like that. So although that would be ideal, and I do plan on doing a video for that, tonight was worth a few extra minutes in the kitchen to make a yummy wrap. And again, these pots and pans make the easiest cleanup. Now, with these fall days feeling so extremely busy, it's also important for us to take a minute to breathe and slow down, even if that means still getting work done in the background, but maybe doing it together or taking breaks together. So we had some beautiful fall weather on this particular weekend, and my husband was brush hogging some corn stalks just to have some extra feed over at my parents' place. So I decided to load up the kids and bring him a little picnic. It was a very simple picnic with just what we had on hand, some sandwich material and some chips, but it was the picnic itself that made the meal special. So in this very busy season, if you find yourself on a picnic blanket with a basic sandwich, or maybe ordering pizza for your family, or serving them hot dogs and macaroni, just know that it's all in a season, and what really matters is those who are gathered around the table. It may be a busy season around here, but it's still one of my favorites, and I'm excited about the weeks to come. In this video, it's very dry, and I'm happy to report that we finally got some rain on our farm. So please, Lord, keep it coming. We need to get some good rains and a good harvest this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.